I hate it. I hate it.
Very
Classic.
good. Very, very good.
You're welcome.
Hello! Hi, everyone. Welcome to It's a Long Story. Place where we roll dice, we tell stories, we create magic. We are here with our awesome friends, plus someone else who is also awesome, but mostly the Unearthed Arcanum, plus Prussia. Everybody take a look at your camera, wave, and say hi.
Hello.
Hey.
Yo.
Hi. Welcome. For those that have no idea what this is, we are a D&D live stream that runs every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, having 5 parties. Is there pain in my hands? Probably. 5 parties, living, existing, and breathing in the same homebrew world, the wonderful, beautiful world of Estera. Announcements. Not a lot. I think I may have mentioned this last Friday, but Daggerheart went amazing. It was really, really good. We had a great time. It was awesome. I loved it. You should really check out I'm going to get the tabletop thing. I've already ordered that stuff, so I have the materials, but I want more. I want the cards and all that good. Good. Super cool game. You should check it out. Also, if you are interested in possibly joining in the world of New Moon, our Tuesday campaign. Hey, thanks, Tarver. Appreciate it. This is kind of a weird one with 7 of us. So, but if you are interested in joining our campaign on Tuesday nights with the New Moon, you should check it out. We are in need of a 6th person for that. So I'm going to do a little weird thing here and pop the scene over here on this and show you where you're able to jump in. So you can do so by going to startplaying.game/GM/It's a Long Story. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, it is in the video description below. Let's see. Please reach out to me about that, as we want to make sure that we get a good face-to-face with the person, just making sure we're a good fit. I'm a good fit for you. You're a good fit for me. Good fit for us. Good fit. That's it on that. Let's see. Last thing. Last thing. For those who are, if you're wanting to support the channel, best way to do so is to like and subscribe where you're watching this, whether that is on YouTube or Twitch. You can also check out our Instagram, curated by the lovely Kay down here. So you can go down all the way down to at It's a Long Story _TTRPG to see some of the best moments from all the crews, all the 5 parties that are living, existing, and breathing. Check it out. Also, this is a live stream, so feel free to jump in and say hi. If you say something that might be applicable to what the craziness of what's going on, obviously it might just pop up down below. But even just knowing it's a live stream, and I will always try to at least give a wave or something. So that's it. Super simple announcement stuff. Before we jump into tonight's session, we need to get a recap of where we left off with this crazy crew. So Dan, please take it away.
All right. So yeah, last time we left off with our friends. The group of us all woke up because it seems like pretty much all of us were asleep at a certain point. So we all wake up, but perceiving that Kara is hearing or seeing a vision of what seems to be her daughter. But pretty early on, it seems pretty sus that that's not actually her, and most likely Amur. And Amur plays mind games with her, but also, essentially in a weird way, tells her the truth that, hey, your friends are kind of holding things from you. Which kind of wakes Kara up, with that kind of coinciding with some of the other little distrustful things that we've all kind of let slip out earlier.
Pause 1 second, Dan. All right, try again.
Yeah, no problem. How's that?
Yep, good. You're also kind of like coming in and out, like you're
Yeah,
like
let
washing
me-
in and out. Just make sure you keep that mouthpiece close to you.
Yeah, it's been slipping off my head something crazy today. All right, so I'm gonna continue just holding it for now. So when she wakes up, the rest of us are already awake. Prim wakes up too, but it seems like Prim's not really there, which is kind of weird. At which case, Al immediately accuses Prisha of doing something. This leads to Prisha now having a standoff, culminating with Miri tripping Al right as he's having a massive internal struggle with himself. So this breaks us out in the combat as Hothir reemerges from Alistair's psyche, and we all kind of break into fight with Hothir. Some of the highlights of this combat is Miri essentially assumes in her rage, this time a more serious rage, where she essentially goes Super Saiyan and gets essentially two turns per round and does that to great effect. Kara does not seem to recall ever seeing Hothir, which Io unfortunately further sows doubt in her by saying, "Yeah, you must have forgotten." Other little highlights of this little combat that's going through is Prisha summons this really big, nasty, sinewy bone golem. The battle keeps raging, and it eventually ends with Miri giving Alistair the final blow, but at the same time that he goes down, or Hothir, I should say, at the same time he goes down, she also goes down. So it seems like this power of hers is very much a double-edged sword. After this, Prisha and Al, after they both kind of come to, well, after Al comes to, after being administered a health potion by Gwen, and Io administered a health potion to Miri. Al and Prisha continue to debate. They actually even start talking about Alyssa, as he knows that their party is housing one of the rods of destruction type people, and Al is trying very hard to convince her that, well, he's the best. We are the best thing to keep in charge of them, because a little bit of Undalith is also poking through there. And this seems to kind of get into a bit more of a powder keg, but we finally kind of get to a bit of an accord where let's at least try to extend some grace to each other. Kara also internally is really assessing her need of how she feels about everybody, because everything's seeming real sketched out with how everybody's behaving. And the session ends with a blonde woman looking at Kara as she shifts back. Kind of went broad strokes with this, but if there's anything I'm missing, please let me know.
Cool. Thank you, Dan. Anything else to add, friends? Nope. Okay, cool. All right. I'm trying to remember the blonde woman.
It was
Maeve. Maeve was
Maeve.
looking through the bushes at Kara.
There we go.
And
Thank
she
you.
shifted into her changeling form.
Maeve, or
Gotcha.
also Maeve?
The blonde woman, obviously. The blonde.
I just remember her being a blonde woman, so I was like, yeah, the blonde woman.
A person who appeared.
Yeah, dude, I was
be
gonna let
like
you have that one. I have no idea.
the
Just
woman appeared.
One of you guys one day just really starts to go into a completely different thing, and just to see if I'm paying attention.
That'd be really funny.
Gaslight gatekeep girl boss.
Yep.
Perfect. Cool. All right. Anything else to add, friends, for those that were
Just
paying
recap the
attention?
drink.
Cool. All right. Then I think think. I am ready. Do you guys want to play some D&D?
Verdad.
Sweet. Let's do it. Prim,
Hi.
roll me a wisdom saving throw.
You got it, dude. $18?
Okay. So, where we left off, the rest of the party are collecting themselves in a moment of respite with a strange kind of internal conflict based on some stuff that was going on with Alistair, with Prisha, with Kara, and with the rest of the party. Meanwhile, Prim had been absent in a strange, almost half sleep. As you all are collecting yourself, and I would say, who do we think is closest to Prim right now?
Kara would have sat down next to her. She was the one who was kind of keeping an eye on her.
Okay, you got it. Give me a medicine check.
Should have said somebody else. I'm not good
Or
at that
I'll say,
anymore.
or religion. I'll take either one.
I'm not good at that anymore either. I lost my
Alistair
god.
would be. Alistair's heading over to Kara at some point, so.
Sorry. I was big dumb and didn't have my character sheet up. I'm pretty sure I have plus 0
All
now,
good.
though. So it's a 12 plus stuff. Plus medicine? Oh, wait, I am good at that. A 19. I have plus
19?
7.
Okay, 19, not bad. You notice that there is a moment where, in the we'll say the last, sort of minute or so of everybody kind of collecting themselves and kind of grouping together, you notice that Prim still seems to kind of have this sort of strange, distant, million-mile stare. In this moment, you see a somewhat of a like stirring, like a momentary sort of. It's hard to tell whether it's something that is a reaction to pain or confusion. Is there anything you'd like to do in this moment?
I think she kneels down next to Prim and looks at Alistair, who is the only known healer in the party, according to her. She's in pain. We need to do something about her first. We need to help her. We need to wake her up. That's not her accent. Alistair, please.
Of course. Maybe tried just shaking her?
Yes, repeatedly. I will try again, and I'll try to shake her again, gently.
Okay, cool. Meanwhile, Prim, you were seeing this figure, this young, blonde woman peering at you through the brush of the forest that is extending out beyond. Before you have a chance, I would say, I'm going to actually ask this. What would be Prim's intention in this moment?
Specifically with like being like watched kind of a situation.
You saw this figure kind of like disappear back into like the brush of like the long grass here as well.
I think she'd either try to get someone else's attention, and if she doesn't see anyone, she would try to chase after them.
Okay. You start to take several steps forward, and then you hear a voice. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nope. All right. You're going to have to wake up now.
What do you... I'm asleep?
Yes. Look around you. Do you see anyone else?
Takes a gander.
Either everyone has disappeared or left you, or this isn't real, Prim. Don't worry. I can help you.
I'm not a fan of dreams anyways, so that would be appreciated.
Just close your eyes
She
and
does.
trust me. Kara, as you give that final shake, you see Prim's eyes kind of flutter open.
Oh, was it always this bright?
Maybe I just needed to shake you harder. That was... You slept through an Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Okay.
What the fuck happened?
Only some of it is mine.
Oh! Oh?
Have you met Prisha yet?
Yeah? I was holding her head a
Oh.
second.
Yeah.
Are we in
we
a safe spot?
We're in the Feywild.
I think we're in the same spot, just no trees or maze.
Yes. And I was going to tell you why that was the case before everything else happened.
Yeah, we have time now, I think, to talk about a few things. We maybe should take advantage of it while we have the moment. Prim, you sure you're all right? You were kind of out of it for a really long time.
I feel fine? Ish? I mean, it's
Ish
a
is
little...
kind of all we got right now, so okay.
I'll take the win where I can. I mean, I just feel a little... Reality's weird.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you need to take a breather, go ahead and take one. Though.
Yeah, it looks like you will need many breathers.
We had
just
a
small.
little we're scuffle and we're fine now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kara kind of gestures to deflect at this point.
Mm. I don't. Let me roll something for her. Okay, interesting. I don't understand what's going on right now, but I do want to trust you, all of you. I'm just finding it very hard right now. And if I'm not supposed to know things, then we have to figure out a better system than just yelling mid-combat, oh, you don't remember? Or things like that. Maybe a word or something so I don't look like an ass, and try to recognize that something's broken in my mind. And
No,
that's...
I don't know if you're supposed to know or not. We don't have guidelines for this.
Yeah, it's a very unconventional problem that we're trying an unconventional solution with. Are we thinking that basically what we're aiming to do could be thwarted if she essentially knows it too much or something like that? Is that what you're saying, Gwen?
I don't know anything about that, but I do know. I just, for the record, Kara, I know that this must be extremely confusing and frustrating.
Yes.
I get that. I have no idea, guys. What I can say is that you did not tell us at any point to do anything but to go along with the plan.
Sounds about as reckless and half-baked as most of my plans are, yes? That sounds like me. Emure was in my head, but he was trying to replicate who I believe is supposed to be Maeve's voice, and he kept calling me mother, and when I didn't respond, he insinuated that something had been taken or broken, and that you all knew, and clearly you do, but maybe you're supposed to and I'm not, and I'm really trying to figure out how we figure out how to go forward with this. What do we do so that, because
I would highly recommend you decide how much you want to know now, because it can lead into a bit of a free fall if you let it.
Yeah.
Excellently put, Al.
will knowing imperil the mission?
It might.
Then
Or it might not.
it might is too big of a risk.
For who?
For the child we're meant to be rescuing?
That does sound like what you would say before. Sorry,
Yeah.
that probably didn't help. My bad.
I don't think it hurt, Aura. I think it just is.
If he knows that I don't remember things, he's going to try to use that against me, against us, and we need a way to combat that. And I don't know if telling me is the solution. Maybe there's, I don't know, code word we can use to be like, yes, you do know this, but you don't right now because we broke your brain for some reason. You'll figure out later. It's fine. Evie must totally cut you off.
Yeah, I think that was your mic actually, or connection.
Why is saving Maeve so important to you?
He asked that too, and I think it's because Siobhan was my friend, and she died, but I don't remember. I don't remember how she died or quite where I found her. It's wrong, my memory.
But that doesn't answer the question. Why is saving Maeve so important to you?
Because I owe it to my dead friends to rescue their daughter. But that doesn't explain why you all are here, because you have no investment in that.
I made a deal with someone to help them save Maeve. And I intend to honor that deal. But the person that I made the deal with had a familial connection to Maeve.
Okay.
I mean, we're all here, more or less, through some sort of transactional investment. Whether it's emotional or a physical bargain, we're all here because we want to help each other, including you. I don't hold the same weight as everyone else here does. I will gladly share everything with you, but I warn you that it is a very large cliff. It leads to far more questions than answers.
Then maybe we don't have time for that, Cliff. We're too close now. I guess we just need a way to make sure that he can't use that lack of memory against me. I guess it doesn't really matter because all of that will be gone in a couple days anyways. We just need to make sure that he can't manipulate me in some way with that lack of knowledge, and I don't know how to do that. I don't know.
Okay. Who among us do you feel like you could trust the most, given the situation? And maybe it's the person that we know would be least likely to be influenced. Alistair, I think that leaves you out.
Excuse me?
I mean, I know she's having memory problems, but we all saw what just happened 10 minutes ago.
Most of us saw what happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gwen,
You didn't miss much.
Gwen,
Kara,
it's you. The rest, I'm sorry, Mary, I saw the Dusk Queen with you, and I know somehow she's involved, and I know Prim and Io and Alistair have deals with other beings. Gwen, you're the only one, as far as I know, that doesn't have a deal or influence.
well, that's not 100% true. And in the fairness of everything, when I stopped the disintegration, I've told Alistair this. The Raven Queen would only send me back if I promised her a soul. And it just has not been relevant to the current situation.
Any soul?
A specific soul.
Like
Somebody I
your-
don't even know how to find.
Oh, okay, good.
And so it's my problem for when we're out of here.
Just one more thing to add to this. Kara, as a thief in your life, did you ever blackmail anyone?
all the time.
And if you had a piece of information that no longer held sway over the person, what did you do with that information?
It might not hold sway over the person currently, but it may hold sway over others in their lives, or it may garner power again down the line. Some pieces of information age like fine wine, if you're careful enough.
True, but if we were to be hyper specific, if you had one piece of information over one person, and that information no longer bound that person to you, would you not discard the information?
No, because I'm not a prophet, I can't predict the future. It may still be of use down the road.
Doesn't sound like you gain a lot of friends that way.
Oh, I ran a gang. I did not gain many friends.
Actually, do you guys remember the other night when we did legend lore on the diamond? At the very end?
Yeah.
Yes?
The person who walked up.
Yes.
I think that might have been the Raven Queen before they were the Raven Queen.
This is news to Kay and Prisha.
So,
This is going to be you're going to have to trust me on this.
okay.
Fingernails. Very distinctive.
I trust you to notice that, yes.
So, we may have information now.
And potentially leverage in your case.
I'm not worried about that. It's whatever.
Okay.
You want to blackmail the Raven Queen? Okay.
You know,
I'm sorry.
I'm not too thrilled about
Is
how
that
whole
what
thing
we're
went
talking
down.
about?
So,
No, sorry, I'm trying
sorry,
to.
I was making connections that were opposite.
No, that's
What were you
super
talking
important.
about, Alistair?
I will lean over into Gwen's ear and whisper, if Amur has Maeve, and Maeve is no longer important to Kara, and there is no connection there, then he has no need for Maeve.
I think Maeve is important on her own, independently of Kara, because of who she is.
Maybe to the Queen of Air and Darkness, but not to Amur.
Can I see their lips right now?
I don't know.
I
Alistair?
can read lips, so.
Up to you. You're welcome to roll for it. You're either going to see mine or you're going to see Gwen's.
Yeah.
Yeah, her hair might be in the way, but
50-50.
50-50.
I got a 18 perception check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting Alistair's conversation. I will say also in this moment, where is Prisha?
I think that Prisha is kind of hovering, probably. If everyone is gathering around Prim for the most part to have some of this conversation, I think Prisha's kind of just sitting, maybe just like a little bit outside of the circle. I think that she's like digging through her bag and like looking for bones, but I think she's listening, but this isn't her conversation necessarily.
Cool. We'll say in the idea of the huddle sort of thing of this, we see Ara's head kind of like poke out a little bit and look in Prisha's direction. We're good with her knowing,
Yes.
or excuse me, Prisha knowing everything about. Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't seem like we have a choice, right, Alistair? It seems like we're running out of time, and we need to go as soon as possible. If you think Maeve is at risk because of whatever choice I made.
Weird question. Do we know what Maeve looks like, by chance?
Yes, I spied on her.
And
She has blonde hair. She looks a lot like Carter used to.
and I
Blonde
think
hair, blue eyes.
Don't have reference for that one.
I think Alistair more meant that we may be able to not convince, but if Ymir doesn't think that we need him to get to Maeve, if he has no influence over us, then we might be able to use him.
Well,
instead of him using us.
there's a bit of a hitch in that plan as well. Amur's probably very likely going to die, as if potentially most of the court, and that's another thing I need your motioning generally to Gwen, Io, and Alistair, your brilliance and knowledge and expertise in magic.
What did you make a deal with, Kara?
Help, Prim, you remember your dear friend the Nathalis?
What do you mean?
yes.
Why are you putting this on me? Hold
No,
up.
no, no, I'm not putting it
What?
on you. I'm just saying, I made a deal with the Nathalis to destroy the Unseelie court at my side. At our side.
Okay.
But
That's
And
bad.
what happens
so
when
the-
you are the Unseelie court?
that is why you will brilliant people will figure out the deal is to destroy masters and queens, so the Twilight Prince, all of those people in charge, and then once he's done and we're done killing everyone we need to lock him away so that he doesn't kill me.
Hey, Kara.
Uh,
You're telling me that it's not us sleeping like the Fae that made it so I got out?
No, I'm sorry, it was a deal I made. Which is why I
Oh,
said what
boy.
happened to Prim and I was potentially tied to that.
Prussia, would you like some coffee right now? I would really like coffee. I really need coffee now.
I
And
don't know what coffee is, but yes.
Okay.
Please.
We need to figure out how to trap or banish the Nathalis before I become queen, or while I'm becoming queen.
So,
Precious
So-
losing it over there.
Hey, Kara!
so Shiv,
Do you
Shiv,
think?
you didn't work out in the deal beforehand that kill the current queen.
No, so this thing is quite literally the embodiment of hunger. There's not a lot of parameters I feel I could put on that deal.
Yeah, so
That's
I've been here
Solid.
for 6.5 years.
Yes, which is particularly why these three brilliant scholars and arcane mages of great repute will find a way to make sure we all don't die.
I mean, also, 6.5 years for someone who can't, is undead. It's not a.
Die, yes.
Hey.
What?
Hey.
Just
Time passes the same whether you're undead or not, okay? Like, time exists in some fashion. I felt every single day of those 6.5 years.
I feel like Precious getting closer to Ara with every every.
But she's not standing up. She's doing that kid hop
I
thing where they're
do
like
wonder,
sitting. It's like
are you-
butt scooting.
Are the undead immune from dying?
Well, no.
I didn't think so.
No.
Hey, Prisha. If that 6.5 years felt like a long time in that open space, imagine being trapped in a cane for centuries.
I'm not sure how that's my
Okay.
fault.
All right. Yeah. Sorry I brought it up. But
All right, so new rule. If anybody makes deals with anything, at least 2 other people have to be there to approve it. This is going to be like a...
You all went to sleep, and it was going to either potentially try to kill us all while you were all napping.
Well, then you
or-
wake one other person up, and then you decide together.
I was there.
That's only one other person. We need like a quorum.
What's a quorum?
Okay.
On paper-
I'm
what's a
It-
quorum?
Prim's just gonna back out of the
When,
little circle a
when,
little bit.
when
Still,
on paper that sounds like a phenomenal idea, but sometimes you do got to make some of these decisions in an immediate thing. All I'm saying
Yeah,
is,
okay, that's fair.
Did you have a quorum?
Hey,
Okay.
Callisto. So you've been alive for longer than
I don't
any
know
of
if
us here.
Callisto counts. Io, you're the only one who can hear him.
I know that. I know that.
Also,
I'm-
the amount of time of me being alive is a very sort of strange factor when you match it up with the mortal years.
I'm just saying, have you ever seen someone make a deal with an entity like this and the deal go good for the person who made the deal with the entity?
Hold on, I'm thinking.
What did he say, Io?
He's thinking.
Is he still thinking?
Mm-hmm.
It's quite
Is he
a bold
making a
always
thinking
thought this long?
face?
I mean,
Did you break your familiar, Io?
he's been alive a long while. He probably has to find the mental filing cabinet from probably the dawn of time or something for when this kind of thing happened.
Yes.
Oh, what? 1 minute. I'm getting a reply. So yeah, how did it go, buddy?
If I had to put it in a percentage of something that would match up with your understanding of mortal material plane calculations, 15%.
15% chance of success. Okay, well, sometimes knowing the odds can be a little helpful,
Don't
right?
ever tell me the odds.
It's more than 0, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I've always been a gambling woman. Actually, I owned a
Thanks-
gambling
thanks,
hall for a
partner.
while, so yeah.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Oh boy.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So, on our to-do list, blackmail the Raven Queen, survive the Nathalis, kill Imure,
Well, kill him, your
or
yes,
watch him be torn apart.
and destroy the Queen of Air and Darkness. She might die, but
I mean,
at
that's
least
okay. It's good to have a
I-
to-do list.
yes, lots of murder ahead.
Can I just point something out here?
Yes, Ara, give us your old man wisdom. 2,000 years of wisdom coming at us right here. No,
It's okay,
please,
alright.
please
That-
tell us.
That being said, so you were, I am not a learned elf by scholastic means, but you said that the Nathalis can't be killed, right?
No, it must be trapped or banished or something.
All right. And the Nathalis is the embodiment of hunger.
Uh-huh.
That's what Cavish said.
What is Amur?
Cavish?
We will
Muir
unpack you in a
is-
second.
Fear. He feeds on fear. So if Nathalis is hunger and he feeds on, well, hunger, I would assume Imure is fear.
Okay, so it might be worth knowing that if they fall in line with each other, which could be, maybe there's a possibility that Amur can't be killed.
Maybe they can, I don't know. He was,
I mean, I will just say
And
on that
Yor
point,
was
I was
afraid
also told that the Queen of Air and Darkness could never be killed. So
I don't think he would kill them necessarily entirely, but destroy maybe their essence, their power. Imure was afraid of the Nathalis. So that bodes well for us in that regard. If the embodiment of fear is afraid
Yeah.
of something,
Can we just
yeah,
acknowledge the embodiment of fear being afraid of something is
yeah, I heard it when I
kind
said
of ironic in a way that is
Isn't that autophagia?
in. Yes, Io. Yes.
What?
It means eating yourself, like an Ouroboros.
Yes. We'll explain that later. Okay.
Yeah. Point is, okay, yeah.
cool. All right, what's a Cavish?
Yeah, who's Cabbage?
Cavish is a guy.
Dick.
What's
dick.
a Cavish and who's Cabbage?
A dick?
Quote it.
No.
Why?
No.
No, he's fine. He's
No. Cavish was the one, like, in the family, he was the one who talked about the Nathalis the last time. Like, that was when you brought up the name, why I was shitting bricks. Yeah, Cavish was the one that told me about that. He's also the one that officiated my wedding with Adelia.
Cavish knew about the Nathalis.
Yeah,
How?
I think he was on the team to get rid of it.
Get rid of it? Like,
Well, he thought he killed it. That's not the case.
Actually, Cavish was the one that thought that of the people that thought that it wasn't killed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He thought it was still out there, but
Well, he was clearly right.
oh no.
how do you know Cavish? What is going on there?
Your face is doing a lot of different things.
This is a name, right? Not
I
like
want to insight check her.
not a thing.
This is an archdruid.
27 insight check on Prisha.
Okay.
I don't think that even if she was trying to hide it, the guilt, she could. Yeah, no. Like, that's deception? No. No. I what have you heard about Cavish in the last few weeks?
Not much. I haven't been with the family for a while.
Oh God.
You look guilty.
You look
What
like
did you
I'm
do?
not going to give
What
you
did-
coffee.
wha-
'cause you're
What did
gonna-
you do?
You look
What did you
now.
do?
I didn't do anything. I didn't cause it. He didn't
Cause it?
he didn't want me there. He didn't want any of us there. And then
Okay, hold up. Take a breath. Take a second.
mm,
I don't think they have to breathe. Sorry.
Alright, I will beat your shit.
Sorry.
You know,
Prisha.
the blue
Also,
pill.
Prisha.
also, it goes over to Io. Also, what does that mean?
That's it. We'll tell you later.
Okay.
Just take a second.
Just let Prim
my
handle
party, my party went to the family. Titian was friends with Cavish, and we went to the family to get some answers, and everything went very wrong, and there were things in the trees, and I wasn't supposed to go up there, and then Cavish tried to kill Titian, and my party did something bad. We did something bad.
What'd y'all do?
Bad is relevant based on who is in the winner.
I don't
And the
think
context.
the family won.
Sounds like they tried to kill you, though.
I think that a lot of my friends would say the same thing, but I don't think there's a tree left.
Okay.
Prim, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
I mean, you could choose to fail if you want to RP that.
12. I will say at the moment she's literally flexing her fist to try to control herself at the moment, but like yeah fail.
That statement is hundreds of people.
Huh. Okay. I need a moment. I need to punch something or let this out a different direction, because otherwise I will drop you into the ground right now. And she's gonna start walking to whatever is the closest inanimate object.
All right. Okay.
I'm leaning towards Gwyn and Alistair.
Let it out.
Are you giving me permission?
I don't know the specifics of what you're talking about, but it does seem like I am feeling a very strong current of emotions here, and probably best to... Yes, I'm giving you permission.
Good. I will activate the arm and the mask and just start clawing into whatever object is there.
Got it. Yeah. There's probably, I mean, you're kind of like in this weird sort of swampland area, so there would be some trees here, but they're mostly like mangroves, and then there'd be like, you know, like sort of like large boulders up against like the water that would be here.
Yeah. I'd say also like with the arm and the mask, because Prisha, you haven't seen this before. You see a golden arm appear where her missing arm was. However, in the past, it's been very like solid. It is raging like an inferno at the moment. And her entire face is covered with a golden flame. As she just slams into this for probably about the next 10 minutes.
Give me an attack roll.
$15.
Okay, cool. You choose. What are you hitting?
Mangroves are the ones that like they like come down.
They're
right?
they're like marsh trees.
Okay, yeah. So I think she would like hop up a bit and like slam that, and try to almost indent a large chunk of the wood in it.
They 15. If you say you're attacking this thing for like a solid 10 minutes. Give me another Constitution saving throw. This one you're probably not going to want to fail.
That's a 10.
Okay. You take 1 point of exhaustion.
Okay.
As you all watch Prim go and not stop. Okay. That's... I'm assuming if there's not... how many trees were... Never mind, don't tell me. Okay.
So I assume we can't reach out to Cavish or the family to find out how they trapped the Nathalis before.
I don't know. I don't... We got out of there as soon as we could. We were being chased and Titian wasn't doing well. And I don't know what happened after, but we haven't been followed, which I thought was a good thing and maybe isn't.
Why were you being chased? Why were they trying to kill you?
Because I'm undead. At least that's what I got. Cavish was threatening a lot. And he was hiding things, and the party... I didn't know him, but the party said that my friends said that he was being weird and sketchy and lying, and that something wasn't adding up. And so Titian went to go talk to him, and then Titian got hurt, and we got worried. And my friend tried to make a distraction, and there was something in a cave.
What was in the cave?
Well, I have some good guesses.
Care to share?
I don't know. I guess. I mean, I guess I kind of assumed it was the Nathalis, but I guess not. If they thought they got rid of it, I don't know.
I would say, Prisha, you know the Nathalis didn't really react. Like, you've seen the Nathalis work for 6.5 years,
Yeah.
ironically, so I'd say you know that it wasn't that.
Yeah. At first, I thought maybe it was the Nathalis. I don't know what it was now. It didn't like fire, but I don't think most things in trees do.
Also, I'm going to ask Kay, is Prisha purposely leaving something out?
I wasn't there that session.
Yeah, but
it
was explained after. I would say I'll message you.
Okay, thanks. I think Kay the player is forgetting some information.
Oh, good.
Because I really doubt Prisha's gonna lie at this point.
So, we don't have...
No.
I can try to reach out to this Cavish when Prim is more herself.
Yeah,
More to just have an idea of his state right now than anything. There's not much I can get in 25 words anyway.
I could try to see if he's
try.
even there first. And then we really just need information on whatever ritual they used to trap the Nathalis.
Yes.
That's the important information.
Alice.
The ritual's probably of enough importance that I can get information without him.
That's true, actually.
So, Prisha, from what you know about them, your friends got rid of them all?
I think that we hit something load-bearing and ran. I don't know what else happened. But they wanted... And I think that she looks at Alistair for this. They wanted Alyssa.
So... Man, that's a situation that really does suck.
I feel like a lot of people are looking for those rods. You know how Samal is. I guess the family was too. There's so many.
The Mortimers?
The Mortimers, yes. Everyone
In that
wants a piece of
case,
it.
maybe we don't reach out to Cavish.
I think you're right. I think we get information on our own.
Prim, I'm sorry.
What about... Yeah,
Prisha,
like...
it sounds like it was a shitty situation that had shitty outcomes. And
You couldn't have known.
you couldn't have known. We left Dare's Wharf in a riot. We can't know what sort of consequences that had.
And that was my
Yeah.
home. I think that was my home. Was that my home?
That was
All
your
right.
home, Clara. That was your
Yes,
home.
that was
Yes.
your home. And
That was my home, and we left it
We
in
left
a riot.
Hadrian to
also-
take
also-
care
Deal
of
with the
it.
riot. Okay,
He's very
so I did
capable.
imagine that.
And
He's
to
very
put
I
something
also
on
left
top of
There's
you,
Wharf in a riot.
Oh well, we caused
we
the
s-
riot.
well,
so
I
that's
started that
part of
riot.
it.
Maybe
Me
did you
and-
cause a
yes.
second riot?
Oh no, we didn't cause the riot, but my friend Jet and I didn't get hurt in the riot.
Oh, I'm very
We
glad.
just kind of walked through.
It
It was
was-
kind of fun.
kind of
Sorry.
IO right there.
Yeah, me and
Io
and
and
two of my
Little
friends
Man.
weren't with us anymore. Kind of started that one.
Mhm.
It was
Yep.
necessary,
Yeah, mostly. Kind of.
Caused
That's
a
debatable.
lot of.
mostly.
I mean, that was a lot.
But yes,
I think
well, once again, unintended
if
consequences
any
of choices.
city can
This
handle
is
a
the place
riot,
you want me to
it's
go to
Dare's
after all
Wharf.
this?
Ara,
Alright,
so
it's Dare's
I
Wharf.
think
They're made to riot.
Hadrian and his gang live in a quite nice area. I do have concerns though, because once
Roll deception check.
they do, they live in the heart.
Oh yeah, no, they do. You're right. Yeah, they do. They don't work in a nice area.
I said live, I didn't say live. But I do think though, like I said earlier, you should probably go there as soon as possible, because once I'm destroyed, everyone here will probably forget their connection to Hadrian, to include the deal we made for you to work there. But if you're already there,
We'll do it when we get there.
I like Stairs Wharf, if it helps.
it was my home. I loved it.
I was
will
there
miss
for
it.
about 6 hours.
There's really good mutton and a phenomenal library. Just
We
don't-
never picked up our bacon.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
My friend worked in the library, I think. Lived
Wait a
in the
minute, what-
library.
Io almost broke somebody's heart in the library. But that's a whole other story. Getting back to the cave.
Speaking of our bacon, wasn't the dude who took all of our bacon the guy named Titian?
That's right.
You're right.
You're right.
Yep. There's like this moment of like Io like
Titian
going like the
agreed.
first time you heard the name Titian, like Titian. What does that name sound familiar?
Yeah, you're right.
Your
We're called
friends-
Titian,
you owe
and then
us
a green
bacon.
guy, a large, handsome green guy, is what they said.
You know, yeah. I don't
Oh,
think I
our
was there
bacon.
for that, but that makes perfect sense. Oh, that was the bacon that was like the rations for the next. Oh, thank you.
That was our
Small world.
That's why we ain't getting no goddamn bacon.
Prim.
Fucking roller coaster this has been.
Hi.
This would be a heartbreaking thing to deal with. I'm going to say there are definitely some people you know in the family that you could possibly contact if you wanted to know for sure.
My brain instantly goes to Tomb.
Yeah. Yeah, which is extremely heartbreaking because Tomb is very young.
I need the creepy kid, the drug dealer, and Tomb to be okay. That's it. That's all I care about.
Drug dealer?
Yeah, drug dealer is super cool.
The
Yeah.
drug dealer that tried to flirt with
Also
Prisha,
had
and
it-
she was
also had a
like,
name,
"No
but whatever."
idea." Forgot it.
Tomb is the only one I remember from when you guys were there.
Granny, Granny Turtle.
Mm-hmm. Who is Tomb's grandmother?
So,
Granny Turtle, what did you guys do?
I think like once it's been like, because I was looking at it. Fun fact: the arms and stuff only last for 10 minutes, anyways. So, as they kind of start to dissipate, she turns around. We'll have fun with this because you guys haven't seen the mask yet. It's Esselisa's face, fully. As it kind of pulls off, and she looks at everybody. Okay, so yep. Decided to genocide a people for a child. All right. Who has sending?
I have sending from.
Gwen and I both can do it, Prim.
Do you need a name, a description?
A name and description both help.
Yeah, quite a lot. We can each do one, or two, or whatever you need.
When I was there, there was a little turtle child named Tomb. Had big round glasses. With a little sash.
What would
They
you
might
like to
have-
say to him?
Are you okay?
Okay.
And I can do another one while she's reaching out the tomb.
Or we can just start with Tomb.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Don't want to overload her.
I don't know another person off the top of my head at this point, and I
Yeah.
think it's okay to play with that. I think we will
Yeah.
just run with that.
They say like, "Are you okay?" I don't know. I don't know if you asked like, what happened. Like,
Yeah. Are you okay? What happened? Is what's left of the family?
Okay. So Gwen will. Okay.
Trisha, do you care to add anything to that description that might help Gwen out?
Of Tomb?
Yes, it sounds like a small turtle child.
No, that's about it.
I'm gonna move over to Prisha and kind of try to comfort her if she lets me.
Okay.
Just be a presence.
I'm gonna go over and sit with Prim as I do this. You won't be able to hear his response, but I'll say it back as closely as I can. And
Okay.
Gwen will send a message to children, her specialty. She's gonna say, "Hi, Tombs. I'm a friend of Prim's. She's worried for you. Are you okay? What's left of the family? Do you need help? You can reply to this message."
Okay. Roll me a D100.
Just don't break my heart. Don't break my heart.
I rolled exactly a 50.
Oh no.
I know.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
I rolled a 500, Joe. That means he's 500% good.
Okay. You get a response back.
Oh. From the startplaying.games.
Hi, Fred. This is Tube. Yeah, I'm good. Granny's good. Marcus is good. Some of us aren't good. A lot of the elders are dead. But, it's pretty weird. Like, all the trees fell down? And, no one's really explaining to me what happened. But we got people out. What's your name? What's it?
Gwen will relay all of that. He asked what my name was. I didn't tell him my name.
He's a good kid. And if some of them made it out, we don't have to test your theory about killing undead.
Gwen's gonna send him another message. And she's just gonna say, "My name's Gwen. Adults don't like to tell kids everything, so sometimes you have to be sneaky and find it out yourself. But be careful." And read books.
Okay, Gwen, nice to meet you. I can't really be that sneaky because I don't see very well and I'm kind of big for my age. But I could roll really good. You could tell Prim I've gotten a lot better. Of course, it's harder because some of the bridges haven't been put back. But, you know, Granny said that she's not sure how much longer we're going to stay if we are. She's kind of concerned about who's in charge. But I'll see what I can find out. Okay, bye.
She'll relay all of that. When we get back, we can figure out where they are. I kind of like this kid.
You'd love him. He's great.
He said his rolls are getting very good.
Oh, thank God. He used to trip me up so much.
Prim, you remember he was fucking awful, like just busting everybody down. Yeah.
In all the worst ways.
Yep.
It's just because it's been like 3-ish years.
It's been a long time,
since I was there. So he would have been Lil.
I would say honestly, like if Gwen, if you relay the idea of like I'm kind of big for my age, that's news to you.
Yeah,
that's like a moment of like recognizing like, oh, it's been 3 years.
No, everything big for the age, the bridges, the fact that this granny person is concerned about the leadership, which sounds like there could be some dissensions among the ranks.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the family was the place that took us in after we left Azumare.
Yeah. Was Granny in charge? Or...
No.
No?
I think it was Cavish. Was more or less.
It was Cavish and like 4 other people, right?
Yeah,
or like 3
Cavish
other people.
and the other elders.
Yeah.
But I mean, Prim, you know, it was a place for runaways and lost families.
Yeah. It was for runaways, people who lost everything else to potentially find a community.
Hence the name The Family, right?
Yep.
Well, at the very least, you got some of your people.
It would make sense then that they would want to take in a small 6-year-old child who had no parents.
She has parents.
Parents who... Wait,
Who
do we
were-
know that?
Yes,
Okay.
we do know that her parents are working with the Mortimers.
Parents who are working with very bad people.
So as far as I'm concerned, she didn't really have parents.
Also, I saw Maeve nearby.
I saw her too.
Oh?
Oh,
Do you
we've
think
gotten
that's-
way off track here, haven't we?
Yes,
Wait,
which
but-
was the original. We never figured out how we're going to keep Emil from fucking with my lack of
Hold
memory.
on.
Yeah.
Gwen's gonna get out a notebook, tear out a
Also-
page. To-do list. Let's take it here.
Before we do all that, we just had a very emotionally high moment, and I know we need to be focused on the mission. But are we all good right now?
No.
Of course, we're not all good.
Are we good?
We're
I'm saying, are y'all in a good enough headspace for us to keep moving forward?
I don't think we have a
We're all
choice.
not.
All right, then go ahead.
Hey, Miri.
Realist. Mm.
I'm just gonna toss a marble in your direction.
Catches it. Thanks.
Try hitting it with your hammer.
Yeah, Mary got bored a long time ago. She's been making like a flower crown for her hammer, so she drops that and like tosses it up in there and hits the marble really, really hard right back at Alistair.
Why?
Because it's Miri, and that's fun.
You
think what's
did
gonna
say,
happen?
and you did tell her to hit it. In all fairness,
I'm gonna roll something really weird here. I rolled a 2. Miri, describe to me what. Okay, this is a weird one. Describe to me what would happen in the case that someone would fail the DC when you hit them, but relate it to the marble, I guess.
With the marble.
Yeah.
I assume it chips bone. I don't know.
Well, the DC for the special thing about your weapon.
Oh no. So you would get the hold on, let me tell you.
This isn't affecting
Stun.
Alistair. Weirdly, this is affecting the marble.
The marble. Well, the marble would be stunned, so I assume
Yes, I think.
it just she hits it, the marble fails its constitutional save, so it doesn't actually hit Alistair. It just kind of like stops probably midway between us and just rotates and just goes bloop, just rolls down.
Love it.
But
How did you do that? That's awesome.
yeah, neat little
Yeah.
trick.
Give up. We need to get back to the material plane.
Yeah.
Ben's gonna go over and inspect the marble, and then go over and inspect your hammer.
She hands it to you. She doesn't care. Io, can you do ascending to Graham?
All right. And you see as he brings his hand to his mouth, and the palm of his hand slits open as another mouth opens up, and then he's like, "All right, what am I telling him?"
Tell him hi from Miri.
Hey, Graham, Miri says hi. And then he gestures for her to continue because she still has some words to spend if she wanted.
That's all.
That's all. Sorry about the mushrooms. That's from me, though.
I love one of the warlock's 2 spell slots. Just went to say hi.
Hey, I'm a Sorlock. I got spells for days.
Gwen's gonna lead into Alistair and go, if you're trying to give Miri a present, you might need to tell her that the marble does something.
All right, Two-Step. He ain't saying nothing just yet. So you might have to wait for a response.
Okay.
How is she? Is she okay? Is she okay? Is she? Did she? What would it? That's it.
He wants to know if you're okay. Listen, Two-Step. This takes a lot out of me. Do I gotta respond to him today?
Nah.
All right. I'll follow up on. I'll follow up with him tomorrow, or sometime
Wait.
soon.
Cut to Graham going. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Thanks, Io. Bye.
No problem, two-step. So, anyway, back to work, I guess.
Yes. I think I was settling on Gwyn as the one I trust most. Still, despite the deal with the Raven Queen.
It's not even a big thing. I don't even know if I'm going to do it. Might leave her. Just.
Well, I mean, I can't fault you for that specific type of deal, because that's essentially the deal I made with Emil to begin with, but whatever Io, Prim, and Alistair have going on is quite different. So that's why I picked you.
Yeah. Pretty fair.
Mine was mostly, I feel, that or becoming some sort of aimless shade wandering forever, or maybe ending up in the hells. So it wasn't really a choice so much as, or a deal, so much as a choice between three very awful things that I didn't really get to choose, more thrust upon me. So
Exactly. So if I am unsure about something, I will ask you. If Emil starts, how are we going to do this?
how about our code word is just fuck boy?
Excuse me?
Sure.
Yeah, what?
Like,
I mean, it's
anytime
not...
some guy is trying to get you to believe him over anybody of your friends, it's usually fuckboy behavior, right?
That's actually very valid. Yes, I like that. See, this is
Yeah.
why I chose you.
We
get
understand
each
each other. We're on the same
Mhm.
level. We get it.
Is there ever going to be a point in time where I get that?
Probably
reference?
not, Ara.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little past your generation.
You are 2,000 years old.
But you look good for
You
2000.
do look good for 2,000.
All right. Thank you.
If you just tell me how old you are, I'll stop with the 2,000.
I don't need to tell you anything.
All right. He must be 2,069 then. He doesn't want us to know that because we'll just...
Why
like,
that
joke
specific
it.
number? What's so funny about that number?
Oh, you know why.
Oh, buddy.
Don't. Oh,
Oh,
shame.
okay. Well,
I hate this conversation.
Should
Okay.
should we figure out next steps? We've sat
we should
here
figure
all
out next
morning.
steps. We've been up for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's been a little longer than
I
that.
did just see Maeve
It's
over
fine.
there. It may have been Emil, it may have been Maeve. Regardless, that means we are very close.
Yeah.
And we have to figure out how to trap the Annapolis.
Sounds like a later us problem.
I don't
Kill the
know if
queen.
there is a later us.
Well, we're
Not
not
with
thinking
that
of anything
attitude.
right now, so maybe
So
get some
what?
blood flowing.
I
'Cause-
could do the legend lore on the ritual
Yes, that would
itself.
be good.
Solid plan to me.
Cool.
Jill, does this mean we get a short rest? Because I have like 12 hit points.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd count this
I
as a short
think-
rest.
I think we are hanging out here for a while, Miri.
I don't know.
I
Take a
would
nap.
like a
Fine.
short rest after this.
Sorry, Rachel, what did you say?
Oh, Miri's just gonna go lay down.
Okay.
I do have to step out of this little area, though, to do the legend lore.
Well, I think we're good, because the reason I wanted this area was in case Emil and the Queen were scrying on us,
Yes.
and they found out about the deal with Annapolis. So, also, ground rules, we don't mention it outside the bubble.
We do not.
Element of a surprise.
Element of surprise.
When I'll come outside with you. Prisha, you mind joining us?
I'll
Sure.
come too.
We might as well all go.
Everybody can go in and out of this as much as they want, and we can see and hear each other no matter if we're in or out of it. So anybody can go where they want.
All right.
Okay. It takes 10 minutes to do this. If we do it now, I think we should do it now because who knows if we're going to be able to rest again.
Solid point.
Okay. Prisha, you've not seen this before. Mary, you've only seen it once. Okay.
Marsha, do you mind if I just place my hand on your shoulder?
Sure.
Great. So for the next 10 minutes while you're getting legend lore ready, I'll be casting Identify on Prisha.
Ah ha 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 ha! Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alistair, you sneaky fuck!
Prisha. Roll me a religion check.
That will be a non-natural 20.
Okay. Alistair, roll me an Arcana check with disadvantage.
That's not fair. $17. Was it 29?
This is cool.
Okay.
Alistair, as you're watching Gwyn get the ritual ready and casting a spell on Prisha, the first thing I will say is you do not see any sort of real response from Prisha. You don't see any sort of hand movements. You don't even see like lip movements of conjuring some sort of counter spell or anything like that. But multiple things appear to you at once. And I'm going to ask you to roll to kind of identify them. Roll me an Arcana check, which I assume you'll pass.
31.
Okay. Roll me a medicine check.
A natural 20 for a 25.
Okay. Roll me an insight check.
That is a 7.
Okay. And lastly, roll me a religion check.
That is a 15.
Okay. Here's a list of things that happen.
Jeez.
1. You get something that you've never experienced before in touching anyone or identifying anything. There's always if you were to equate it to a number, there's always a point of like if something doesn't seem to be very magical, it would be, 0.003 or whatever, as there's always a little bit of like residual sort of things that are happening here. Prisha comes up an absolute 0. At the same time, your sight, your magical sight that you can turn on and off, I imagine casting this spell would probably automatically turn it on. You see Gwyn having eyesight around Gwen, you see Gwen exactly as she is. I imagine something similar that, like, when Alistair wakes up early in the morning and doesn't is like kind of not really focusing on anything and just kind of being aware of what's around, and would automatically have something sort of off and just like nothing's kind of like fully kind of come online as far as like conscious thought. But it's the first thing you see, like so you see that. You take a moment, look over at Ara, and you see Ara exactly as he is, with no magical essence whatsoever. Alistair, you notice something strange about how you're leaning in this moment. You're used to favoring the strong leg. But you're leaning equally. And you realize there's no pain in your leg. And lastly, as you touch Prisha, you have absolutely no contact with Undalith. It is completely and totally shut off.
Y- Does everything come back when I take my hand off of her?
Yep. Immediately. Including the pain.
You are something quite special indeed, Prisha.
I can't tell if that's the nicest thing or the meanest thing you've said to me yet.
Where do you draw your magic from?
You know, I think Evie Mux cut you out.
I assume you said I don't.
Oh, I don't. Well, I think it's really obvious that Prisha hesitates for a second. It's not just player. Before, well, Ostial.
Alistair, roll me a history check DC 30.
Oof.
31.
No!
I saw that on D&D Beyond. It was like, what?
Incredible. I think Alistair Tell me how Alistair would have handled the understanding of pantheons of gods on a scholastic level, like in school. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think he would have separated them by domains, and I think he would have considered some greater or lesser, and then probably try to say, hey, these two gods of death over here are probably the same. I think he would have tried to bring everything together into one, like, I mean, he wants to unify everything, so yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. You are remembering those moments of putting those pieces together and recognizing, like, man, Bahamut and Pelor share a lot of, like, or Bahamut and Tyr show a lot of, like, similarities. There's some gods that you, like, recognize as, like, well, there would be no way to be able to prove that there's any sort of validity to that deity. You remember there being gods that are clearly associated with certain races, certain settlements, representing the chaos of magic, representing the order of magic. And the name Ostial, you would have had to have found it in a area that is either restricted or cast aside. A section that would be considered to be probably either lost gods or unproven gods. And the name Ostial rings a bell because I think it created a very specific shudder down your spine as you would read God of Bones, God of Resurrection. Cool, whatever, awesome. There's multiple gods that are like that. And then you read God of Disruption. And that always stuck in your head.
Astiel. Bone god. Yes?
Mm-hmm. And Priscia's just gonna, like, pull up one of her little, like, trinket bags of bones. Just,
Priscia, roll me an insight check.
I think that might be a 7. No, I'm sorry. That's a 9.
Please continue.
Yeah.
Do you commune with Astiel?
Not for the last 77 months.
But before then, you did.
Yes.
Is that common where you're from, that many people devoted themselves to Astiel?
No, it was just 2 of us. And now I think it's 4 of us, but at least 2 of us.
That is actually a long enough sort of moment in that I will say, Priscia, you recognize this moment that you've never had someone actually recognize that name.
How do you know that name?
I'm across it before in a book at the Ludus.
That's weird.
They're can be heavy or light, thick or thin. multiple pages in them. Gwen, I think, has several with her.
I'm just waiting till you figure out it's not the book that I find confusing.
Oh. Well, I'm not sure what you're confused about. It's written in a book.
No, nobody ever knows that name.
Someone knows something about everything. There's no such thing as completely hidden knowledge.
Okay, that actually makes sense.
Maybe you should just spend time with different people.
I guess maybe. Anyway, no, it's just me and my mom.
Is your mother also undead?
Mm, no-ish. I mean, no, but that isn't always true. She's not like me.
Sorry, and Astiel, I'm curious, does he or she or they, do they grant you some sort of blessing?
I mean, I don't know what the book answer is, but the practical answer is yes, everything. Everything about me existing is a blessing from my God. Yes, I mean, uh, uh, yeah, I mean, I can help people make things quiet. Um, I make charms for the people in the city near where I live.
Yeah,
And
that's fine. Um, how do you commune with Astiel?
prayer and devotion, and
Yeah,
by doing what my mom says.
I would.
What's your mother's name?
What's in the box? Udris.
Uh, if you're willing to part with the, if there's anything that you have from Astiel, I would love to borrow it sometime. I've been expanding my horizons when it comes to deities lately.
I think that as you say that, the most blatant physical reaction that Prisha has is she grips her staff real hard. Um,
I see.
uh, next time I find a good bone, I'll invite you.
Maybe we can do it when we go to find Tishin and Grian and Jet.
Are you good? Go ahead.
Ianthe and Adim and Alessa.
I find it very upsetting the way that you say their names like that.
It's a way that helps me remember things. I won't do it forever, just a few more times, so I make sure that I have all the details memorized. Tishin is the Leonin.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
You're not all gonna forget everything you've learned with me when I'm destroyed, right? Just me, right?
That's the assumption that I think we're working with. Based
Yeah,
on the
probably. Just say yes and
details?
it'll work, right?
Oh, why are you getting destroyed?
I have
I'm
to
not
kill the
clear
Queen
on
of
that.
Air and Darkness. Well, not
Yeah.
kill, destroy her identity, and it'll cost me mine.
So why are you doing it? For the little
Just-
girl?
I mean, she's not little anymore. She was 3 years old when she was taken, and now she's 16. We've already lost 13 years, so we are working on a timetable. As it were.
Speaking of timetables, I'm ready if you all are.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Prim has bundled herself in her scarf. Kick it.
All right.
Where would you
And Joe, for this
like to
one, I was thinking
yeah.
it would be super creepy to use the mangrove trees for the little puppet trees for
Oh.
this.
Yes. We see the spell kind of get thrown up as if a tarp is being placed between two of the mangrove trees to give this sort of almost strange kind of like drive-in movie theater like screen. But in turn, the mangroves kind of start to curve inward and crack slightly behind the shadow as a number of shapes and images appear, of which I will pause the story at a certain point to describe. First, you see a large cobra-like shape. Before the thing had a name, the sickness had a shape. A serpent. Long, silent, like parchment. It slithered unseen by most, molting often, leaving hollow coils that turned rancid in the sun. Then came the stillborn cries, the coughing from beneath the skin, and finally those who wandered too close began to change. Their joints bent the wrong way. Their backs cracked and grew rigid. Their teeth elongated. And behind their eyes came the murmur of something always chewing. This was the first sign of the Nathalis. Not a beast, not a spirit, but a presence. A hunger that fed not on flesh, but on need. Then the image changes into a silhouette of 4 shapes, humanoid. One of which looks significantly bigger than the rest, very broad-shouldered. A few looking somewhat conventionally feminine. And one looking slightly shorter, slightly thinner. Prim, you would recognize even in the silhouette of it being Kavish. The elders of the family acted. They did not wait for cities to fall or for temples to name the threat. They returned to the place where the serpent had last shed its skin, where the stone cracked in strange spirals and the air tasted of coin and copper. there, Cavish. One of the images gets a little bigger. Bearer of the aberrant Jinn mark, and bonded to the flame-born Celestra, called the family together. Theros goes to this big, sort of bulky-looking figure of root and storm, opened the land with his bare hands and planted his own tooth in the wound. Cylindra. You see a very, kind of lithe, graceful-looking figure that you can see even in the imagery, seemingly almost has this strange sort of translucent look. Who spoke with the dead even when they did not wish to answer, etched words that turned thought to ash. And Eleonara changes to another figure that is, you can even tell from just the silhouette, someone with very straight hair that kind of comes down. Everything has this kind of strange sort of drape around that gives this rather creepy sort of look. Who bled chlorophyll and memory, crushed petals and venom into a poultice that stilled breath and space alike. There were others, unnamed, but not forgotten. The line holders, the first-blooded. They stood beneath the sunless sky and prepared a rite. The Nathalis was never bound. It was tricked. Building a maze of sorrow and sacrifice, each thread woven with pain that could not be eaten. Cavish burned his own name into smoke. He would be fire without history. Theros anchored the rite in living root pulsing with his blood, a heart the Nathalis could never digest. Cylindra folded time back onto itself, a loop with no door. Eleonara brewed a breathless melody that lured the hunger forward like a child to the funeral song. And in the center they left the serpent's last mold, coiled around a single withering tree. Prisha, you see a figure that you recognize, as New Moon had felled it before reaching the family. A large snake-like creature that has arms and legs extending out from it. The Nathalis entered willingly, bit deep, and continued chewing. But hunger leaves echoes, and where it gnawed, the land remembers, and she seems to kind of extend out to a map of what looks to be North Imea as we see this strange sort of almost ink blot start to spread out from beyond the area right where the Prim, you recognize where the family would be. You see it starting to kind of spread and go larger. Those who lived near the hollow, those who drank from blackroot wells or breathed fog at dusk, began to shift, their forms bent into false reflections of the original serpent, but not cleanly. They became crooked-bellied crawlers. I need everybody here except for Prim, Miri, and Prisha to roll a history check. I'll give you advantage, as you see a figure that looks vaguely familiar.
I got a natural 20 for a 20.
Okay.
19.
26.
Okay.
30-20.
All of you recognize this as you see a figure that seems to have this extended sort of snout, the pieces of its body almost looking reptilian or crocodilian, if that's a word. Not lizard folk, something older in instinct, yet new in shame. their spines twisted high, their jaws distended like pit mouths, and their minds softened to one thought: more. The maw touched, or the bone bent. And still, deep in the hollow, the Nathalis choose, not flesh, not stone, but need. And with that, we'll take our 10-minute break. I'll see you guys in 10. All right, and we're back. And with that, the spell fades. The trees kind of bend back into shape.
I think Gwen's eyes go back to the more normal, and the ink sinks back into the quill as the spell fades. That was weird.
Wait.
That's not good.
So them gator things? That thing? Them
Yeah,
gator-
it seems that when they
Are exposed to it?
they become hunger themselves.
But she's been exposed for 6 years.
Maybe it's because she's undead.
Maybe.
It's because of her god.
Maybe.
Could be that. But
Astiel.
remember, but wait, Al, that don't make no sense. Remember that priest of Ilmater was killed by one of them things.
I don't think every god has the same protections against this thing, perhaps.
Or maybe not every god cares about their followers the same.
Yeah.
I
Gods
think
are
maybe
quite
it's
fickle.
much more complicated than that, but it's probably more along the lines that. What god do you follow, Prisha? I sort of heard you two talking about it, but I was focused on the spell.
Ostial, the god of bones and death and disruption.
DC 30.
Well, that certainly would have been disruptive. If you... Okay, well, at least we know how it was done now, and what
All they did was
trap it.
lock it away, and
No,
I
they
don't know that we can do that.
Not to mention they used all these esoteric methods of locking it away. It's not like they just took out
Yeah.
some to be hungry and threw it in a cage. They had to carve
was-
off metaphorical pieces of themselves and shit.
And I really don't know if locked or trapped was the right word either, so much as tricked and then left.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They may have not known where they tricked it to. They probably didn't.
No.
Above board, I was trying to find the crocodile guys, but this is the snake guy.
I was getting worried that you were setting up a combat. I'm not gonna lie. My
Sorry.
anxiety was going up as Joe was not on scene but walking around behind.
I was trying to find the crocodile guys to kind of remind anyone who was who may not have remembered.
I remember.
I wasn't here.
Actually, yeah, weirdly, Prim. Roll me a history check because you were in Dare's War for a little bit.
Oh yeah, because there was.
Oh shit! Sorry, I just made a connection.
Hey Joe.
Yeah.
Natural 1.
All right, Will Wheaton.
You're pretty sure Gwen is full of shit. No, I don't know. You. It was a crapshoot on whether or not you would have heard about this.
Yeah.
Someone's controlling it in Dareswar. And it's
Yeah.
connected to the people who took my daughter. Emure knew about it. That's why he wanted me to find Pest.
That makes.
He wanted to know how they were controlling the necklace's essence.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And he wanted to control it against us, but he was afraid because I never got Pest for him.
Wait,
Holy
you
shit.
also had a daughter go missing?
Oh yeah, you should say that.
I think that was a Freudian slip. I don't think.
That was
Okay,
Freudian.
but
Yeah.
That was 2.5
Okay.
years playing as the mother.
sorry.
Rick on Siobhan's
All
daughter.
good.
Mom's daughter.
Yeah.
Kara just leans into it and just goes, "What?" Like goes to Siobhan.
That's why he wanted Pest.
It was making people sick.
He was making people sick. He was wrong. Remember, we were told
Yes.
he was corrupted. He was
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
But wait, why was he involved?
The Arya saw those crocodile things, and her brothers didn't care or believe her.
Yeah.
harpy
That's
knew.
exactly what happened.
I remember thinking that was weird and that they were probably involved, but we didn't have time to look into it. I just didn't like them though, so that could have just been me.
You guys were calling them chimeras.
Chimeras. That's what they were. Chimeras.
The harpies
Now
had
you
to
could
have
call
grown.
them mod touched or bone bent. Your choice.
Fugly.
They are for sure fugly.
If I have to be honest, Prisha, it seems the more that we learn about you and your friends, the less it seems that you are equipped to handle Alyssa.
Oh, we're back on this. Thought we were focusing on one child at a time.
Hey, Alistair. You're learning
Yes.
all of this after the fact. We were dealing with it in the moment. How about you back off?
Hey, Prisha? Seems to me like you're learning it in the moment now as well.
Ostial, help me not wall off and deck a man.
Roll me a religion check.
Bet! Oh my god, dude, it was so close to a nat 20. It was so close. Is it a 14 plus 7? So, a 21. Are you waiting for me or am I waiting for you?
Also, we are awake, right?
We are?
God, one can only hope.
I think.
You better be for the love of
Yeah, I'd
God.
hope for our sake we're still awake.
I'm gonna look around, because are those bird noises actually happening? And I can see invisible things and maybe birds as well. What am I seeing around us?
I can see the birds.
You hear the sound of birds that at first bring you a lot of fear. At first, they sound like ravens. And then you notice they're a little different, a little bigger. They're circling. Prisha, I'm going to say, I'm going to need you to check your messages for a little bit right now. And I'll give you the first part in a second here. Cars, you look up. Roll me a nature check.
Oh god, I'm not good at that. 16?
You see extended necks, almost furry, sort of around the back of their heads, their beaks. These are vultures.
I don't like that. Can we stop pissing off people and things? I don't want to fight a vulture.
I'm gonna say that Houston looks ready to go hunt a vulture. He's
Go
in
for it. You
hunting
think-
cat
oh,
mode.
well,
He's
yeah,
not.
it's
She's
Houston,
not letting
never mind.
him, but he's
I was gonna
like,
say, in my head, I was like cat versus vulture. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know either.
But big cat, you're right.
Big cat with wings who can fly versus
Right.
vulture.
Yeah.
So he's doing, the cat pounce ready, but she's keeping him on a leash in her head.
Yeah.
But
What is Prisha doing right now?
Prisha is. I think that she. I think she's looking off towards the tree line. And I think that. I don't think she's taken a step, but I think she's like kind of leaning away, like she's looking for something that might be there. I also think as the vulture is up ahead, her ears are twitching with each sound that it's making, like almost involuntarily. But I think that she's like, I don't know if it's exactly the same for goats, but when like dogs catch a whiff of something and like their tails start to go just a little bit and like they start doing the head thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cats do it maybe more, but yeah, like I think that she's starting to like mean mug the forest a little bit.
Okay. Prim. What are you doing?
I think after the legend lore, she was just staring daggers at Prisha, kind of putting it at fault. After the comment about the vultures, though, I think mentally she's like, "Oh, find the path and move. I don't like standing still."
Where are you
And
looking at?
She'll start looking around to try to find the path. Because we
Is that
were
a
on the path.
thing? Sorry, is that a thing that Prim says out loud? The find the path.
No.
Okay.
You look in the forest and you see her again.
Oh. If car is nearby, I will just lightly kind of tap you like on your like side for a second.
Roll me an initiative roll.
Okay. 18.
All of us or just Prim?
Just Prim.
Okay.
Roll again.
23.
Roll again.
Holy shit.
11? Like,
Cool. You tap on Kara's shoulder, and you're just to kind of show what you're looking at, and nothing. Gone.
Yes? What is it?
I saw her again
Who?
in the tree line, the blonde.
Me?
Yes.
I'm gonna start looking around for Maeve.
Her and the vultures are circling. I would like to find a way out.
yeah.
I no longer feel safe here.
I'm gonna grab Emur's letter.
Whose heartbeat do we hear?
Who's indeed?
Gwen is gonna go over and rouse Miri up. I don't know if she's still napping.
Is Ymir
No,
within-
she's been up, and as soon as she was hearing the heartbeat, she was going around to everybody, putting her ear up to them to see if it was
Is Ymir
nothing
within
yet.
1,000 feet?
Check your messages.
Fuck me.
Sorry.
If Miri's going around head chesting everybody, I guess for posterity's sake, Prisha doesn't have a heartbeat.
Because it rules you out then.
No, I think I found yours.
I love
You're the
it.
only one missing one. Do you need it?
All right, guys. When we talked about
We should probably get moving.
we might be too late for that. Who feels like eating some fear for dinner tonight, right now? She pulls out both the blades.
Gwen's gonna cast mage armor on herself.
All right.
Ymir.
Done yet.
Io at second level is gonna allow his eyes to bleed out armor of Agathis, just in case.
Okay.
Amira, at this point, come at me.
Almost in response to that, you see figures. 4, 8, 12,
Okay, now it's not a fair fight. Fuck.
15, 20. Figures that seem to be carrying weapons that look rusted, broken, makeshift. These figures look skinny, bone thin. No, not bone thin. Quite literally bone. As you see these skeletal figures get closer and closer. Prisha. Something strange here. As the rest of you are seeing the figures coming closer and getting ready for what will be a tricky fight, you hear that heartbeat. It seems inviting. What do you do?
Let me find out. Let me roll the idiot coin. Well, just hit me in the head. So, yeah, I guess Prisha's gonna take a step towards it. Just one.
Okay. They're still coming.
God, she's dumb. I'm gonna take another. And I think that she's just, unless somebody stops her, I
Prisha,
think she's just
What are you doing?
Going off the path, it looks like.
the path.
Do we see her? We see all of these things coming at us, right? Yeah.
Prish, these are
Are these your
bones.
friends?
Are you doing this?
You hear it, right? Like, I'm not the only one that hears it, right?
We hear it. Yes.
If you're talking about the heart beating, yeah.
Yeah.
Deep
These
breath.
skeletons are now 20 feet away.
Okay. Is there a defined path that we are walking on, or is it just like a clearing space?
No, there is
okay.
not.
Great. 20 feet away. She'll take another step. She'll Yeah.
You see two of them move forward as if in a formation of some sort of martial training.
I'm gonna regret this. Prim's gonna get up next to Prisha.
Okay.
I will
Are
kill
we
you
fighting?
myself.
Is Muir near us, Kara? Is that
Yes,
what you...
he is. He's in the tree line. He's not far. I don't know if these are his.
Prisha,
Mm-hmm.
10 feet away. What do you do?
I would. Yeah, okay. Prisha's going to Prisha's going to hold up Hollow, her staff. And I think as they are 10 feet away, she is going to expend 5 charges to awaken the Hollow and cast a invoking Ostial's Severance to create an aura of disruption within 30 feet of her. To see what the fuck this is about. Well, don't get in within 30 feet of me, Alistair. I don't know what to tell you.
As you do, Prisha, figures stop.
All 20 of them?
They seem to be staring at the staff that you're holding in your hand. And you see one by one, they start to spread out and collect themselves, forming a path into the forest.
Oh, shit. Guys, we have a bone army! Ah!
Kara, roll me an insight check?
That's what it uses. How is a 30?
That is really good. You notice that the signal that you have for a Muir is backing up slowly and then backing up quickly.
That's right. Run. It's fun to see the fear in the embodiment of fear.
Prim, you hear a voice in your head. What the fuck was that? Where were you? Hello?
We weren't fucking awake. Okay.
I think we've been awake this whole time.
That's wrong. We haven't.
What are
We
you...
are
Right.
now.
In a way, Prim, you're right. The person that was talking in your head was not Eselise.
But we've been awake.
Yes.
No, yeah.
Prim hasn't been awake.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hello? Yes?
Hi. Yeah.
Yes. Where the fuck? What are you doing?
Amir? I don't know. I guess we have a
Oh,
bone
you
armor
found
now.
her.
Yeah. A while ago.
Fantastic.
Oh, you missed all the shit with the Nathalis.
Yes. Was it fun?
It'll be fun for them.
Oh, okay. Well, these are interesting. What is happening now? I see.
Your
I
friend's a
seeing
lot
what
more
I'm seeing?
powerful. Mm-hmm. Your friend's very powerful. And I...
Interesting. Well, don't freak out. I mean, I'm still much more powerful than her, but...
How did I should have figured this out so long ago when... Yeah. No. I'm dumb.
Well, let's not... I don't know. Am I supposed to make you feel better about that?
No.
Okay, great.
You're not required.
Meanwhile, Prim, is you have this realization of like, oh shit,
Yeah.
that could have been really bad. Prisha, You see a path.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna suggest that we go that way.
Agreed.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Essely says hi.
Do not let her see me at least a little bit excited. I do not care about Ethselys at all.
It may not be worth it to let her know that I can see exactly what she is doing, and I can hear what she's saying.
I won't explain that to her.
Great.
Yeah, and Prisha's gonna just like...
Above board, Kiki, I hate you so much.
You made
no.
this feature.
I know.
You said 1,000.
No, I didn't do this part. This was the dice.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
the dice tell a story, Joe.
And why do you hate me? You hate the dice.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just making my job so much harder.
Guys, let's get the fuck out of here.
Please, for the love of God.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's go.
We stay
was
on the
floating
path.
Along.
Miri, what are you doing as you see these skeletal figures, some of which that I would say, Miri, you're even able to tell just from like a natural sort of like nature check, like these bones don't match up.
Yeah, she sweeps one of their legs just to see what happens.
Okay. You and you see it kind of like topple to the ground. You see two of the skeletons kind of turn and look at each other and then look down at the figure as it kind of picks itself back up.
Cool.
I think Prisha's
Alistair, you
tail
should
is...
take some tips.
Come on, two-step. Let's get going.
Io, you hear Callista go, I do not like this at all.
Man, you preaching to the goddamn choir, like... I would have thought you would have seen it all by now, but...
I have. That's why I'm saying I don't like this at all. Almost every correlation of skeletons being seen walking amongst the living bode evil, bad, not good.
You probably lost one of my ancestors to something like that, didn't you?
I mean, it's a universal sort of. Why is she walking like that?
Yuri's copying her right behind her. This is fun.
She's a very different sort of individual.
Dude,
Yes.
she's so happy.
I guess that's what happens when you die and come back. Oof.
Oh, also, as you get into the trees, the heartbeat comes back, but slowly. Prisha, you can't help but think and hear Den Mother Yudish's voice in your head. Follow the path. Don't stray off the path.
Not again.
You see
Again?
You see as the I assume everybody's following Prisha, correct? As you guys travel into the forest, recognizing like this is the Violet Forest. This is the beginning of the end game here in terms of handling this like this is Mordor. This is the bad area. And for some reason the person that is leading is walking like this right into it. So it would make sense for some of you to be like Ara is freaking the fuck out. I'm not gonna RP Ara.
Ara would be trying to calm down Ara.
Yeah,
because
Gwen and
together.
Kara will like
try and keep
Yeah,
this
cool.
man
Yep.
under control.
Yeah, that's great. Let's follow the skeletons to
Yes,
the
yes,
bone
yes, yes.
people.
We're
Wait,
gonna follow
well,
the
we're
skeletons?
going. this way anyways. We have no other choice. We don't have a path, do we?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, instead of kind of working on like moving around, let's just go right into the belly of the beast and just show them where we are.
Know, we're not
you know?
wasting time, right?
It's
Element of surprise is
just
out
Overrated?
the window.
Overrated?
Out the window.
Just
And
straight
yours
ahead
saw
around.
us. He knows we're coming.
we're getting ready to do the thing. Even if it makes you feel any better, Aura, even my familiar is taking this moment very seriously. Very
Make
seriously.
him feel better.
You see Callisto kind of looking at Aura, and
laughing.
Callisto, who has the like very big like bug sort of like axolotl eyes, looking at Aura, and somehow they're exchanging the same expression.
Gwen is just like she'd lost it. She's like, how is that gonna make him feel better?
Empathy is communal, infectious, whatever you want to say.
Okay.
Is there anything, partner? Is there anything I can do to convince you to not go into the forest with the skeletons?
Unfortunately, the right thing deems that we have to go this way. We're gonna be fine. You're going to be fine. Aura is going to be fine. Prim is going to be fine.
Yeah, hey, I've lived this long. How long have I lived again? What was the
2,069 years, and Aura, don't worry.
God, I hate that so much, Gwen.
Is this a good time to tell you guys I don't know how old I am? Is that good?
That
Might as well.
sounds about right for most of the names we met in the Feywild.
Yeah, I have no idea how old, but it's been great.
When we're done with the bone army, we can use them for like ingredients and things. Just think of the usefulness afterwards.
Or they could use our skin and bones for their army.
We're not going to think of that.
So I think as like Prisha's walking forward and she hears like Aura and Io and kind of everybody like starting to have like a problem, I think Fuff, her little Fey piggy boar.
I was waiting, yes.
Out of nowhere, seemingly, like from the bones almost. This little, I'm sending a picture of it in the Astera World chat, but this little Fey pygmy boar with a little tiny light on its tail, but it looks grizzled. That's also like this big. Mm-hmm. And it looks grizzled. Like it's got scars. It looks like half dead, but like it's adorable.
I have to ask, does it look like food for a cat?
Kind of no, because it's like it's like I imagine
so
it's
raw,
more bone than meat.
Then we'll just
bacon.
It, like.
Yeah.
But you guys just hear like a little snuffling and just like it's like it comes up behind them and just like walks next to Aura like it's trying to be comforting.
Yep.
I'm just gonna look at Aura and say, "Don't look down."
And I'm just saying, why?
Don't. It's okay. It's okay. I can tell the danger's approaching, and I don't think it's dangerous.
Gwen, did you just scream?
That was yes. It
was Aura.
Okay.
Yep. I totally screamed.
Above board, my sister is here for the weekend. I really hope that didn't wake her up. Aaron, I'm sorry.
Thanks, Aaron, for your sacrifice.
There's a
loves that pig.
Kara, one of the things that I feel like I'm sort of like feeling in the empathy sort of this moment. Kara, how good are you feeling right now in knowing that Amir ran away?
Let's roll for it. She feels on top of the fucking world with a natural 20.
Yeah.
She might not know what the fuck is going on with her life, but she knows she's about to kill the entire Violet Court with the help of the Napolis and these people.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yes. Every time as you guys are continuing through the forest, the ones that are in the back start to kind of like come back and kind of move to the front, so that the path is always continuing forward. You see it start to kind of like snake just slightly in the way, and you hear, Prisha, that heartbeat that all of you are probably hearing at some point. But Prisha, you're kind of like sensing it more than hearing it, as you recognize something that I will remind you that you have on you.
Great. I'm sure that I have lots of things on me.
Mm-hmm. I'll give you a hint. It's all thanks to Alistair.
Oh, the button?
No,
The tooth?
Feather.
the armor.
Oh, yeah, okay. The armor. Oh, tremor sense. I know
As
my
you-
own gear.
As you sense that the heartbeat is almost coming from the ground itself.
Oh. This could be either very good or very bad.
It was already really bad, so I'm okay with rolling the dice on that one.
No matter what, we gonna figure it out. That's all we can
It's
say.
deep
Think
down
to do
there.
At the moment.
It's
Marvelous.
heart and beating.
Alistair, I'd say for the next like 10 minutes or so, you recognize that there's a choice here. You could fall behind to like without, what was it, the range was 30 feet for the Will of Ostiel.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
30 feet.
So you could fall behind and be able to have your normal sight and feel like you're fully connected to your magic and the weave and everything that you would hold dear as like something that you've kind of like wrapped around. Or you could walk close to Prisha and feel no pain.
I will fall back 31 feet with Gwen if she'll stay with me.
Yeah, figure. There's moments, Alistair, I think that as you're starting to kind of like fall back, once you get past that moment, it hits like a truck.
I'll brace myself on Gwen. Yeah, I think the pain right now is the difference between Undolith and not Undolith. So,
Yeah.
regardless of where it's coming from, Ostiel.
Yeah, that makes sense. As the rest of you all are continuing on, I would like a perception check.
Would Gwen know Alistair well enough to notice the difference between when he's close to Prisha and far away, as far as like pain wise?
I don't
and stuff.
I don't think so. I think that's pretty specific, but I would say you definitely notice Alistair really kind of favoring his other leg.
Okay, that's good for me for perception. 17 for perception for Gwen.
Hey, Sam.
For Io, he got a nat 1. I'd say in this moment, he's actually very much focusing a lot of his attention on Prim because a lot of emotional heavy stuff hit her, and she's been kind of weird ever since the fight. So he's been keeping an eye on her, not paying attention to much else.
Okay, that makes sense.
18, even with disadvantage.
Very nice.
Gave me that
You
exhaustion.
Miri got an 8.
Good.
She's playing with the pig and trying to feed it a marble to see if he'll eat it because he's real weird.
Kay, if I may, I think Fuff does eat it and it immediately falls out of him.
Oh, fun! So she picks it up and then she just feeds it to him again. And
It's just an in-game dice tower.
Yeah.
I would say at this point, Houston is jealous that Miri is paying attention to somebody else now and keeps trying to bat the marble away.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I have to know, what is Fuff doing in response of this marble game?
He is he's trying to keep up, specifically to stay like within a certain amount of like paces to Prisha, but I think that he is just like leaping to like catch the marble, taking a couple steps, letting it fall out, wait till Miri picks it up and like comes back to him to feed it to him. So it's very much like it kind of just like drops out as he like keeps going, and like it's actually almost gruesome after a while, but it's a game for him.
Yeah, because
Like-
I would say each time like something also falls out with the marble. Like it's not, there's
Like the first or second time, okay, that's funny. The 8th time, it's a little bit grotesque.
It's the worst game of Hungry Hungry Hippos you guys have ever played.
Hungry pygmy boar.
Yeah. I expected so many. Just above board, real quick. I just want to let you guys know. I expected so many other sort of like themes and feelings surrounding you guys' first trek into the Violet Court. Would have never guessed this. This kind of just is. Yeah, it feels very weirdly kind of like triumphant. I mean, it's still going to be hard. Don't get me wrong, but this is a good start. As you all continue forward,
I
and then
didn't say my perception yet.
oh, I'm sorry. Yes, please.
It was a 19.
A 19. Okay,
she's
cool.
She's going to be probably up front trying to do a little scouting, or as much as she can be up front, because she's also worried, confident about where they're going.
Yes. In the direction of where you're going, you don't really see very much at all, except for a collection of other like sort of skeletons that start to kind of like join you from the sides that seem to be building themselves up and kind of creating that sort of space for you to walk. But who rolled an 18 or above besides Kara? Okay. Kara and Prim, I would say like, and we'll say like kind of a vantage point of like looking like left and right. We'll say on like different sort of points there.
I would have been looking the direction Emure had been.
Had been, yeah. So that would have been, oh god, damn
left
it.
or
Okay,
right.
that's so good. Yep, that's right. So that would be so heading right. Prim, you're looking left, and you occasionally see some deep red bestial eyes that are looking out along the sides in I'd say the medium distance, like around like 50 to 100 feet, but they are not coming closer right now. There's just too many skeletons. Both of you can roll me a nature check. Kara, you can roll with advantage.
What do I see? Because you said Prim saw something, and then do I see the same thing? Or
You see the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, this roll could determine what you're...
What did you say, nature?
Yeah.
13.
Okay.
No, +0.
I had a natural 20, but I got a 3.
Okay. They seem, I will say, they seem large. They seem, and you rolled with advantage, right, Kara?
Yeah, I rolled a 13 and a 6, so
Yeah.
13.
Yeah. I mean, you guys aren't gonna. If you guys succeed on everything, wouldn't be a fun story. You see that they do seem to be large, like probably closer on like maybe like 6 to 8 feet tall. But the only thing you see are the eyes. Like everything past 20 feet here is strangely dark. As you kind of feel like, okay, cool, this is probably a part of the whole deal with the forest. At least in the area that you guys are in right now.
Stay on the path.
Yeah. Kara, you are probably the first to see this, but I'm going to ask Alistair to roll me an Arcana check.
$15.
15. Okay. Cool. So I think, Kara, you notice that there is this very large looking, what looks at first in the, like something that is, that would be fully kind of caught in the dark, except for what seems to be a small sort of like strangely white light in the distance. And you see what looks to be like these like kind of strange sort of it almost looks like a bulb of something. I'd say from the distance that you're at, like it kind of gives you this kind of like will-o-wisp sort of look. in the darkness of it. But as you get closer, you notice that it seems to be attached to something that I would say from about maybe 300 to 400 feet out looks kind of like a tree trunk, maybe. Alistair, with a 15, you recognize that whatever is up ahead is reading an absolute 0, and that's weird. Are you guys?
Are you okay?
There's an absence of something ahead.
I imagine Alistair said he was 30 feet back behind Prisha, and Kara's up front, so
Yeah, so I don't think
she doesn't know
you
she's
guys
going to
would've-
keep going.
Nope.
Yeah.
Prisha, also, what did you get in your perception check?
17.
Okay, cool, awesome. So you don't really necessarily see it quite yet. Kara, would you say anything, or would you just kind of continue forward with Prisha?
She'd say, more of yours.
Following her eye line, you got a 17, just one below. Say following the eye line, you see about the same thing.
I think they might be. Maybe. Truthfully, I didn't know this was a thing. And she's going to point to the vanguard of skeletons.
There, well, maybe the vanguard will be a defense against whatever that is. Oh no, we lost Clinton.
Oh no.
It's coming back. Cool. As you get closer, Prisha, you realize something of all that Den Mother Yudris has taught you about Ostial. Den Mother's never said where Ostial is located.
Huh.
And as you continue forward, that's when you see a very large trunk of what looks to be a rib cage of what you could only determine to be a giant that has roots extending out from its sort of center torso right underneath the ribcage, like where the spine would be. It seems to be extending out into strange sort of areas. I'll show you what it looks like here in a second. It seems to kind of be extending out into strange sort of like almost looking like tree roots. And up at the top is a completely closed white flower.
Flower?
But
Like
the
a giant
thing is-
flower?
But a giant flower.
Well, every nerve in my body hates that.
Yes.
And it's not on the path. It's off the path?
It's where you're walking to. It's where the path's
Is the
leading.
path.
Does Prisha get a comforting feeling about this thing or a very unsettling
No.
feeling about this
There's
thing?
nothing about Ostial that is comforting.
Great. Well, I think the things that Prisha finds comforting are very weird. Fair enough, though. Oh.
Clinton, did you want to say something? I think Clinton might be falling behind.
My audio is so far behind, and I just saw something because somebody said something in the chat, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know I was caught up. Sorry.
Gotcha.
So we're meeting Ostiel just to make sure that I'm aware of what's going on.
Seems like it.
Mm-hmm.
And Gwen is holding on to you.
Are you holding Alistair up, or are you
No,
holding
I'm just
Alistair?
holding his hand. Like,
Gwen Princess carries Alistair.
I just hold him his hand.
I would be honest, guys. Like, just to kind of put it in in reference to this, like, I obviously, for as players, like, yeah, we deal with skeletons all the time in video games and things like that. Like, just imagine, like 10 feet to your left and 10 feet to your right are truly like large humanoid skeletons that are not connected by anything except for magic. Like, it's terrifying.
It's terrifying. We are making jokes or we will scream.
Right. Yeah.
Scary. I think her other hand is probably like on the back of Ara's cloak, keeping him from running.
Yeah.
So if he wants to run, he can run.
No, we're gonna do it now. Yep. Okay.
It's
all
okay.
right.
So
I should just. I mean, Cara did say I could just have gone to Dare's Wharf. I could have just gone to Dare's Wharf.
I said that so many times. I'm up front. I'm not there.
She did say that so many times, but you're here with us now. It's gonna be all right.
I could have just gone.
Gonna be
I
okay.
don't know how do we fight? How do we fight something that's dead? How do we fight something that's dead?
We
How do
burn
we fight
it.
something that's dead?
We can kill dead.
Why
things.
would you
Killing dead things?
fight it?
anyway, Prim, you looking a little worse for wear. Please tell me this is waking you up a little bit.
Prim's arm is shaking violently at this moment because she is scared shitless.
Fair.
Gwen uses her tail to reach out and like.
She's up by Prisha.
Oh, she's too far ahead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kara's walking ahead confident as fuck because she feels like she can take on the world
That
right
nat
now.
20.
That nat 20.
That 20. There's no fear.
To go, I made friends with the embodiment of hunger. Let me go make BFS with a fucking god. Let's go.
And he's like, fuck boy. Okay, let's go. And we're walking ahead. Nope, no fear.
Fuck boy.
Nope, no fear.
Io is while floating in the air, mind you, so he probably doesn't even look not uncreepy himself. Doing a couple Hail Fridas, just like
Fritas.
Frida, if you watching, just you can step in. I give you full consent. If that's what you gonna do.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus Christ. Okay, let's go.
So, hey, Io. I didn't mention this because no one really was a cleric in this party anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You feel zero connection to Frida right now.
Yeah. And that's he still said it.
Yeah.
How about the rest of us who do magic? Like, does Gwen still feel like she can do magic?
It's a good question. So I will say, for those, and this will be true for as long as you guys are in this scene in front of this thing. Everyone who gets their magic from a deity, or including a patron here, are going to feel a little bit of trouble connecting to that energy.
Esley's
weirdly, Alistair, totally fine.
Esley's is
Yeah,
banging
now.
the TV trying to get the reception to work.
Yep, exactly, yeah. You just hear this. That's what you're here. Now it's like, fuck.
So he's like, this goddamn chick can't stay within the reception zones.
Yep.
That's what you get with Team AB, Esley's.
Pressure.
Sorry,
Yes, go ahead.
there's a giant rib bone, correct? I heard that. Cool. And that's where the nothing feeling is kind of coming from.
And that's what we're walking straight towards. No fear.
Kara has no fear. She's
We're pretending we have no fear.
I'd say you guys are probably like 80 feet from it now.
We're running to keep up with Kara, who's probably like just.
she's got like
Kara and
confident
Prisha are just
swagger,
like-
which is like
Gwen, I would really like a piece of that bone.
Sure. What the fuck? Let's go get a piece of that bone.
Are y'all
Io? Let's go.
This ain't like Shiv's mom. Other Shiv's mom. This is.
This is, I will say, this is whole other level
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Y'all. I don't think that's a good idea.
This is. I'm gonna assume this is what Gwen felt when she was in the Raven Queen's presence, to an extent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, ironically, very similar.
Yeah.
This is a higher deity, not the lesser deities of the
But, like,
Feywilds.
Like you have like the you have like the figures that pay homage to this figure like on either side. It's weirdly similar. Like as you see, like you like I think like when you've like looked to like the left and right, and you feel like you see these like weird like memorable images of figures that are that you saw in the I believe it's called the Chapel of Memories or
I think so.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, those images, like it just like those kind of like flash in your head as you feel like you see almost like stone archways and all that as you're brought back to that.
We have to keep up with the other two, or they're probably gonna get us all killed.
I think this is what trapped the rods. This is
the fucking god, Alistair. That's what this is.
This is a god that can disrupt everything.
Yeah.
Magic. Stop it.
Yeah.
Risha, you get closer and you see the flower start to bloom and open up. And it's tomb. Sorry. There's no good way to do that. Sorry.
You came a long way.
Choose a form you're more comfortable with.
See what books can get you?
Okay, maybe let's run that back for the Instagram. I knew it wasn't going to be the right image. I forgot it was going to be tomb.
my whole body just like dropped. Oh my god. Not a fucking voice. Okay. Okay, let's do it.
Guess we'll see a
No,
trick.
you-
All right.
Oh my god.
Here we go. All right. All
You
right.
heard it here first. Tombs for godhood.
Tomb is osteal. No. Makes sense. Tomb.
Checks out. Name really does check out.
All right. So let's try that again. Prisha, you walk up to this large figure and you see it bloom. The center of it showing this strangely dull black bulb, rigid, almost like a seed or something that has been calcified. As you come closer, you see in the center, in front of this thing, This thing that Alistair reminds you, weirdly, of a corpse flower. Something that you and the Ludus kids have worked with in your later years, as it is something that is extremely dangerous. This is similar to that, but 100 times its size. As it towers "70 feet in the air. In front of it, sitting like an altar, is a small circle of bones. Nothing but ash in the center of it. Pressure reminding you very much of the fire pit in Dead Mother Uterus's camp. What do you do?
Prisha, yeah, I think that Prisha is going to go up to the altar. I think to the like circle above, or the circle. She's going to kneel in front of it, and from her, little pockets and bags, I think she's going to grab a handful of bones to like cast into it. And does she have a fire spell of any kind? No.
I know someone who does.
Is it Alistair?
Hey, it's Ara, actually.
Oh,
Gwen does too.
And so does Io, yeah.
Good.
Love to see it. I think she's gonna like basically do that thing that like smokers do where they start patting themselves for a lighter.
Do you need some help, Prisha?
Fire? Yeah.
Please.
Io, you want me to do it? I got it.
Yeah, I'm kind of having some performance anxiety here.
Okay, sure. Fair.
Same.
All right. You just need to
In
start
here.
the campfire here.
Yeah.
All right.
On the bones.
Gwen will kneel down next to Prisha and just use prestidigitation to light the small campfire of ash and bone in front of this god, pretending all the while she is not afraid. She's Kara. She's absolutely confident in everything that's happening right now.
Kara's standing next to Ara, like 2 hands on her hips, and does the whole like puts the hand on Ara's shoulder to like calm him down. It's okay, buddy. We're gonna make you through this.
The fire immediately starts, glowing a big, bright green.
Of course it doesn't burn orange.
Prisha has her staff like laid across her lap. And it's, I think the like little, so I don't know if I've described her staff to you folks, but it's like a gnarled like wooden hand almost that's holding like a green orb that I think would be the same green you see in the fire and the same green that held the bone titan together. So yeah, she's got her staff on her lap, but I think it's catching the light from the fire as she just kind of like leans over it to like look at the bones.
You see the bones themselves start to react different in this fire. Instead of move and take shape, they're starting to burn into dust. Comes up into the air, but only to rest about eye level in the flames.
I made it. I stayed on the path this time.
You see the dust start to move and twist and fall into a shape of a figure with ram horns and the face of a satyr. And with that, we will end tonight's session. See you guys next week.